Hey friends, welcome to the weekend. Welcome to Jersey Concept Friday, the best day of the week for me. I get to look at your work from the community, whether it's logos, jerseys, helmets, it doesn't really matter. You guys send in your work and I kind of react, review, rank, and just have some fun. I love looking at your guys' work. There's really talented artists out there. There's beginner artists. It's always good to kind of see a mix. And the template that we're going to look at today is actually a template I don't think I've looked at before. It's extremely basic. It's not 3D, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for me to properly visualize what the jersey could look like, because a lot of the 3D templates, they have like lighting effects and stuff, true realism stuff. So I'll try and go through this as best as I can, but I'm definitely missing some of those higher quality templates just for the more realism. But the designer today is Ben. He sent in 32 reverse retro jersey concepts. I've looked at these all. This is a ranking, okay, because of the template. I wanted to go through these one by one and make sure it's worth making a video of. And I tell you, it was. There's some awesome concepts in here. I can't wait for you guys to see them. Let's get going. Starting off with number 32, my least favorite of the bunch, and that's going to be the Vegas Golden Knights. And as always, we got to get comfy on the first one, right? So the Vegas Golden Knights here, even though this is ranked last, I think there's some really positive things about this. I really like the balance and the relationship that the red has in this jersey, with a little bit of a call out on the neck, balancing nice with the red in the actual logo. The thing that I don't like, that's the thing that I like the most, is just, it's kind of like, Seattle. Seattle has a little bit of a call out to the red right there in the eye, and I just like that little accent. So that's great. That's the thing I like the most. The thing I like the least is the primary logo itself. So I just complimented it in a way, but I find it very clashing from a balance perspective. What's the primary, what's the primary graphical element here? Is it the logo, the helmet, or is it the shape in the background? Is it the text? Right now, I find the bottom and the top of the text fighting. That text is really overpowering, and I think there's just some clashing going on. Additionally, they're not the Las Vegas Golden Knights, they're the Vegas Golden Knights. However, I think Ben probably made at least maybe a right decision here by calling them the Las Vegas, or calling it Las Vegas on the jersey, because this is a reverse retro series. If we go back into the history of previous teams in Las Vegas, they were called the Las Vegas whatever, Thunder, whatever, it doesn't really matter. They weren't called the Vegas whatever, they were Las Vegas. So in a way, I think he made the right decision here, but at the same time, I know the owner of the Vegas Golden Knights does not want to be known as the Las Vegas Golden Knights. He wants to be known as the Vegas Golden Knights. He was very specific about that when the team was created. So Ben's made a good decision, but maybe the wrong decision at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain, but I like the gold as well. I like the fact that he put the little bit of the gold fleck in there. That's great. But yeah, I think that my issue here was the logo, and that really conflicted with me. Decided to rank it last. Moving on to number 31, and it's my Montreal Canadiens. I'm wearing Buffalo in this video. I got a new hat recently. You guys may have saw me unbox it, and I wanted to kind of wear it and see how it matched with this jersey. It doesn't, but yeah, Canadiens are my favorite team if you're new. I like to mention that because a lot of people ask in the comments, and it's just easier for me to say it in a video. So this jersey is okay. I think I've ranked this low based on the fact that I don't like it more than the one that currently exists. And whether that be the home jersey, which this is similar to, or the reverse retro that exists, I think this is inferior to both. However, I don't necessarily dislike this. I just like the one that exists maybe quite a bit more, actually. I'm really a big fan of the Canadiens reverse retro. Objectively, unbiasedly, it's just a very nice jersey. So while this is okay, it's just not better than the one that exists. Number 30, Nashville, and I've ranked similar concepts like this very low for the exact same reason which I'm about to say. It's the checkered pattern. I understand it. There's a relationship there, but I don't like it, and I don't think it wouldn't matter what the relationship was. The only time that a checkered pattern has ever worked in anything to do with hockey was very subtly in the back of the collar or the inside of the neck in the LA Kings Stadium Series jersey. That's the only time, because it's basically hidden and it's just there as a bit of a subtle call out, where this is in your face. It's taking up entire striping. It's in the patch as well. It's just a little bit too much for me. Don't think I'm right. There is no right or wrong. It's all personal preference, right? But I love the logo looks great. The jersey being blue as the primary color is a great decision as well. Number 29, the Pittsburgh Penguins. I think there's aspects of this that would maybe come across better on a better template. Since this is such a two-dimensional flat lay design, it's hard for me to really get a visual representation of how the shoulders would actually look. I think on this template, they don't look good at all. But I can kind of see where he's going. And I think if this was done on a more of a 3D template, like maybe the sports templates one, or there's some others out there as well, I think I would like this a lot more because I would be able to see how that kind of shape runs down the shoulder, how light kind of plays off of it. So I think if this jersey existed, I would like it way more than in this specific template, but he's kind of onto something with the shoulders. I think that would be really interesting. Yellow is the primary. I'm never going to be probably a fan of that with Pittsburgh. I think it definitely clashes with that logo as well. I would love to see that logo on something that really makes it shine. Maybe not even black. I don't know what it would be, but that logo just doesn't feel prominent on this specific jersey, in my opinion. Number 28, the St. Louis Blues. There are definitely things I like about this. I think he's nailed the reverse retros part. This isn't something that we would expect from the Blues, but since it's reverse, I could kind of see them maybe doing something like this. But I think the logo, I'm gonna contradict myself a little bit, okay? So I complained about the Las Vegas text and then the logo clashing with each other, and that exact same thing is happening here. But the St. Louis Blues are not a team that came into the NHL in 2017. They came back in 1967 or whatever it was, and that logo combination between the text, very simple, and then the logo, which we're used to, is exactly what the team would have done back then, or any team would have done back then, or even beyond that into the original six. It's just how some jerseys looked, right? It doesn't necessarily look great from a design perspective, but this makes me nostalgic. This fits with St. Louis. So although, in my opinion, it breaks some design rules, it gets a pass because it's an old team. So I'm okay with that logo being on here. I don't necessarily like the primary color being yellow, kind of like with Pittsburgh, but that's the reverse part, right? So I'm not sure. What do you guys think about this one? Number 27, the Ottawa Senators. I thought this was really interesting because it's a call out to the mid-2000s or early 2000s jersey that they used, which is very unique in the history of the NHL, actually. There's not quite any jersey like it. So it's kind of neat that Ben went back here and chose that jersey. But I think just the relationship with the black and the white, it just feels a little bit off, where in the original jersey, I think the primary color was red, where black and white, and now the tertiary color is red. I don't know, it feels a little bit awkward or maybe disconnected. I can't quite describe it, but this one was just slightly a miss for me. Number 26, we got the Edmonton Oilers, and I think there's really promising things about this. Number one, the cog, which is great. That's coming back, by the way, for the next reverse retro jersey, the McFarlane. This is promising, but I think it lacks a little bit in the logo colorization. It stands out beautifully on the blue, and I think the blue being the primary color is a good decision for the jersey. But I think it just being white feels so unnatural in the sense that gears and cogs aren't white, so it just feels awkward to see that colorized like that. Not that they're orange either, or even blue, but I don't know. Maybe if it was more of the steel instead of the pure white, I think it would make a little bit more sense visually, but it's okay as is. It just feels a little bit off. Number 25, the Arizona Coyotes. I don't love this jersey, and I don't hate this jersey. I don't like or dislike this jersey. I think it's very average. I think it's interesting, at the very least, to see a primarily black Arizona Coyotes jersey. I know the Kachina is, there's a lot of dark colors in there as well, but there's nothing going on the shoulders in this one. There's no Kachina pattern. It's just strictly a very simple kind of black jersey, complemented by the green and the purple, and then that off-white. So I think there's positive things about it. It's just definitely not one of my favorite Arizona Coyotes concepts I've seen. Number 24, the Colorado Avalanche. So there's not really much reinventing of the wheel here. He's just kind of flopped the colors. I don't necessarily think that's the incorrect decision, but I don't think this is the direction that they're going to go. In fact, I'm almost 99.99% positive this is not the direction they're going to go. Doesn't mean his decision here was wrong. I just think that the direction that they have gone with the Nordiques and will go, possibly again with the Nordiques or the Rockies, is the better decision than this. However, if this came out as an alternate jersey or something, I would definitely support it. This isn't a wrong decision by any means. Number 23, we've got the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I understand the decision here by Ben. It's not a wrong decision. I have the Reebok version of this jersey, or I guess that's the only version of this jersey, unless you want to count the new Stadium Series 1. But because they came out with the Stadium Series 1 that kind of mimics this design in a way, at least the logo, I really don't see them doing a reverse retro like this because they've done the Bolts so recently. In fact, their reverse retro that's coming is going to be crazy, guys. It's like it's going to be one of those crazy ones you're going to see. Basically, a giant sublimation print of maybe some lightning and stuff. It's going to be really, really cool. I'm excited to see it. I haven't seen it. I just know what it's going to look like for the most part. But yeah, really looking forward to that one coming out. Okay, I think there's some fans who would get behind this, but generally, slight miss. Number 22, the Calgary Flames. Now, this is, again, not the wrong decision. This is a fine-looking jersey. I think a lot of Flames fans would be appreciative of this jersey coming out, especially to the call-out of Blassie on the shoulders. I just think I've maybe seen some better concepts in the past or recently even for reverse retros. So again, not the wrong decision. Just don't love it, I guess. Number 21, the Carolina Hurricanes. So Kale and I actually made a video talking about what are the Carolina Hurricanes going to do for their next reverse retro jersey, because there are limited options. They can do a white Hartford Whalers jersey. They can do an inverse white version of the alternate jersey that they currently use, but that wouldn't really be retro. So they can use this, which is an inverse version of the black alternate from the Reebok years. Actually, it might not have been Reebok. I'm not sure. Could have predated. Could be CCM. I don't know. I didn't collect jerseys back then, so I'm not sure. But I think this is the only option that they can make, because I really don't see them going back with Hartford. So I think Ben made the right decision here. Maybe not with the exact details that he's picked, but it's very close. I do believe that they could possibly go back to something like this. Maybe they call out the logo, though, and use the updated version versus this one. We'll have to wait and see. Number 20, the Vancouver Canucks. I did think that this was at least interesting. I don't love it. I definitely don't dislike it. I could see Canucks fans kind of getting behind this, because it's not really that risky. It feels a bit unnatural, but it's not risky. They already have this jersey brought back in Adidas in the original colors, which is great. One of the best Adidas jerseys of all time, in my opinion. But then this is essentially the same jersey, just recolorized with their current colors. Green as a primary, as maybe like a reverse angle, but still, this fits in with their current brand. I think it would lend nice to the rest of the jerseys in their lineup. So this isn't necessarily foreign, but it's not the decision that I would have made, if I can say that. I don't even know the decision that I would have made for Vancouver for their next reverse retro, but I don't think this is it. So this is okay. Number 19, the Rangers. I thought there was definitely some promising things about this. I thought the shoulders were quite interesting. I couldn't really make a final decision on the shoulders. I think, again, maybe seeing it in a better template, I'd be able to get a better idea. The off-white here is I think, the perfect decision, especially within the logo. It balances really nicely with that classic logo. I could definitely see them doing something like this, just not sure on the shoulders. Number 18, Anaheim. And I just realized at this point that he's listing some of the years down below. So actually, I might go back and check some of the years that I was talking about, because I could definitely be wrong. But anyways, I'm an idiot. So Anaheim, I think this is definitely appropriate. I could absolutely see them doing something like this. And I can see it being popular as well. People love that logo. We've got it coming. When we came back, people loved it, but it wasn't the specific exact jersey that we were expecting. Not that this is, but it's still, I think, better than the alternate that came out, the anniversary jersey. So I would embrace this. I would 100% buy this if it came out, but I don't love it. Number 17, the Winnipeg Jets. I really fought with this one, because I felt it was so weird to see the Winnipeg Jets in red, because I think of other red Canadian teams, and we've got Calgary, we've got Montreal. Winnipeg's the blue team, okay? I mean, there's Toronto, but the Winnipeg blue is so specific, and then they've got that alternate, which is light blue. When I think Winnipeg Jets, I don't think red. I think there's beautiful couple shades of blue that they use. So this definitely feels odd, but at the same time, I kind of really like it. Like, it feels very nostalgic. It literally is reverse retro, so it totally makes sense. I just kind of fought with it, so I put it in the middle. Number 16, the Devils. I mean, this is what they can do. This is the only thing that they can do, I think. They could introduce a little bit of green into this, but I don't think they're going to. I personally think they're done with the green, so let's come out with a jersey pretty much exactly like this for the reverse retro. People would like it. People would buy it. It's the alternate that you should have made. New Jersey. Jeez. It's a Friday. It's been a long week. Number 15, we got the Philadelphia Flyers. Love the off-white. Great decision. Only criticism is that I think there's just a slight clashing where the primary color on the top above the nips is orange, but below the nips it's black. So that orange and the black really kind of, it's just an off-weighted, I think. It's a little bit awkward, where you have a small little black stripe up here and then some small orange stripes down below. I think I would fix that by either making the bottom orange and keeping the black just as like a second or tertiary color, or make the top black and keep the orange as a tertiary color. But as is, I think it clashes a little bit. But I'd like it. Like the off-white totally makes sense for Philadelphia, and I can see this absolutely happening. Number 14, the Chicago Blackhawks. I know a lot of people don't like that logo, and they don't really like this design that much. Their reverse retro got some heat. I didn't even really like it when they first announced it, but after it came out, especially when I saw it in person, it's like, wow, okay, I really, really like this. I think the logo fits as well. So seeing kind of an inverse version of that, even though the striping is different and whatnot, this is awesome. Like, I really like this a lot. I think the numbers get lost slightly in the arm, but again, kind of one of those ones that if it was in a better template, or if I could see this actually in person or something, I think I would really like this a lot more. Number 13, Detroit. Detroit dropped the ball on their reverse retro, and I think they need to have a comeback. Okay, they need to do right this time, and I think a decision like this is definitely acceptable. People wouldn't look at this and be like, "Ugh, wow, they failed again." I really don't believe people would look at this jersey and say that. The numbers, which is a kind of a call out to, I think, the Winter Classic against Toronto. I think that was the game 2014. That's the game they played against Toronto. So that makes total sense. I think the logo like that, kind of like the St. Louis one, it's an old team, so if you want to put the logo in there and also put some text, that's nostalgic for me, so I think that fits. So yeah, I could absolutely see this working. Number 12, the Washington Capitals. I think this is the jersey that a lot of people are going to disagree with me on for this ranking. I suspect that if everyone, or the majority of people watching, were to do this ranking, the majority of you would have this in the probably top, or bottom 10 rather. I know that I'm in the minority of people who like the red version of this jersey. So to see an inverse version of that, I think even less people would like it. So I truly believe that maybe not a lot of people will agree with me with this ranking, but that's okay. I think it looks great. I am a big fan of the red version of this one. I would love to see a blue version. Like this is an amazing jersey, but it's not perfect. Like, it's not a perfect jersey, but I do really, really like it. Number 11, the Toronto Maple Leafs. So kind of like the Detroit want to call out to the 2014 game. So this is kind of an inverse version of that jersey. I mean, I would buy this. That was an awesome looking jersey then. The inverse version here is pretty great. So good decision here by Ben. Number 10, Minnesota, 2009. This has to happen. Maybe not the red in the neck. Okay, I don't know if I love the red in the neck, but this has to happen. It has to come back at some point. If it's not the reverse retro, then it's got to be something else, because we need that logo back and with some off-white. Like, there is no choice here by Minnesota. It's an inevitability that they have to come back with this jersey. Let's make it happen, Minnesota. Number 9, the Islanders. I think a lot of people will obviously disagree with me of this one as well, specifically most of the Islanders fans who do not want the Fishermen to come back. But I was looking at this and I thought, seeing an orange jersey like this, what teams use an orange jersey? How prominent is the color orange in the NHL? Well, Philadelphia, obviously, Edmonton, the Ducks alternate. That's kind of it that I can think of off the top of my head. There's not really a lot of orange out there. So I think if they did do an inverse version of their Fisherman, which would essentially be this, using orange as the primary color, I would that would be a standout jersey for me, I think, in the NHL. I would, even though it's, orange, it's not like nobody uses orange, but not many teams use orange. So I like the call out to the orange here. I think it was a good decision by Ben, and I love the Fisherman in general. So you can't really screw up the Fisherman, in my opinion. Number 8, the LA Kings. Typically, I would never rank an LA Kings jersey designed like this with no color. It's so boring, right? Black and silver and white. Yawn. But I think this makes me super nostalgic. It's not my favorite logo. This is not my favorite jersey design. But I can just see them doing something like this and people loving it because it is so simple. It's not exploring anything new. It's not being aggressive with a big sublimation print jersey or anything like that. Just keeping it simple, keeping the colors like they currently use. I think it would look great in a uniform. So maybe not the most popular decision here by Ben from most people, but I don't mind it at all. It's a great call out to some former assets that they've used. So I actually really like this one. Number 7, the Florida Panthers. This one I struggled with as well. I felt like that logo probably could come back. I think I would be okay with that. And this is an inverse to the Reebok version, I guess from 2009. So that's a great jersey. I like that jersey a lot. The logo should come back. The only conflicting part I had here was the logo meeting in the background. The background's red. The logo around the outside is primarily red. So I felt like, I don't know if it needed to be and have another stroke of white, or I'm not sure, something. Maybe the inside of the logo changes from red to blue. Not quite sure, but I do like this. I think this would be a beautiful jersey in uniform as well. Number 6, the San Jose Sharks. I really like this one a lot. It's a 1991 jersey, but it's essentially the 30th anniversary jersey that's been inversed. It's very simple. It's there's no wrong decision here, I think, and I think this would sell well. Getting into the top 5, we've got Seattle. This is brilliant. I mean, I don't know what other decision that you could possibly make by Seattle than to do a Metropolitans version. I don't know if it's going to be colorized like this. There's probably 20 different versions of the jersey that you could do, and they would all look awesome. This one looks awesome. I love the relationship of all the blues that's happening here. A little bit of teal as well. I think the logo gets slightly lost, but I think that's okay. I mean, it's the primary element here isn't even the logo. It's that repetitive pattern. The jersey itself is the giant logo in a way. It is it's the centerpiece. It's the focal point, not necessarily the logo. So I'm okay with that, actually. And this is a wonderful design, Ben. Number 4, the Dallas Stars. I think some Stars fans will be a little bit disappointed in this because this isn't the typical Star jersey that we want, including me. Okay, I want that more than this. But there's just something about this jersey, and I can't necessarily. I don't know if it's the logo, the way it's colorized in the green, or if it's the white coming down from the neck all the way to the bottom of the sleeves. I just think if this existed, it would be an extremely clean jersey, and it would look great in a uniform, and it would also make me nostalgic. So yeah, Ben, I like this one. Number 3, the Boston Bruins. Neil, why are you ranking the Boston Bruins in the top 3? You're a Canadiens fan. Okay, you're absolutely right. I don't like doing that. But I think if you look at the entire Boston Bruins brand, they've done a lot. They have a ton of jerseys, and they're a very old team, an original 6 team. He's gone back to 1940 to pull this jersey together. And I think of all the teams, there are only a couple that can get away with scriptish style fonts. The Bruins are one of them. Because like I said, they're that original 6 team. That's a logo that probably would exist back then. So seeing a classic original 6 team with a script primary font like this absolutely makes sense to me. I don't love the shoulders, but at least it kind of balances nice with the rest of the gold or the yellow around the jersey. So while I'm not a fan of those logos typically, for the Boston Bruins, 100% I could make an exception, and I think Bruins fans would like this as well. Number 2, the Buffalo Sabres. So again, wearing Buffalo here, not ranking the Buffalo Sabres because I'm a Sabres fan. I'm not. But I think you got the go-ahead, you got the updated colors. How do you not like this jersey? Like, this is a phenomenal jersey. Perfect choice by Ben. Perfectly designed. Buffalo, do it. Number 1, Columbus. This is the easiest decision. It is the most logical decision. It is one of the jerseys that would look the best in person and sell very well. Look at the alternate jersey right now. It is one of the most sought after alternate jerseys in the entire NHL, regardless if you're a Blue Jackets fan or not. It's a damn nice jersey. So to see kind of a different variation of that with an updated regular primary logo recolorized to be the classic kind of colors, I think this is a great decision. It's maybe not exactly what people want, which is the inverse of the alternate, but this is a combination between the two. Man, this has got something, and I really, really like this a lot. Specifically the off-white, I think that would look great complemented with that blue. That's two specific shades of blue, actually. Just a great jersey, and I really appreciate Ben sending this one in because it's my favorite. It's number 1. So as always, the video's over, so now I need to hear back from you guys down below in the comment section. What was your favorite jersey that you saw? I would love to hear from you. There is no right or wrong. If you think that the team that I ranked last, which was Vegas, if you thought that was the best, totally fine. You're not right and you're not wrong. It's all subjective. So hope you guys can leave your comments down below and let me know your favorite jersey. I'm sure Ben would like to know as well. Make sure you go give him a follow on social media as well. His Twitter tag was up on all the graphics that he provided. Thank you for watching. If you're new, please consider hitting the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Enjoy the start of your weekend. And if you're watching after the weekend, see you next weekend. Adios.